Men, don't let the world define who you are. You need to be the one who defines yourself. This is Whirlwind MGTOW, and today I am going to preach it. People love labels. They like to say, oh, this man is a mechanic. This man is a teacher. This man is a doctor. Or this other person is a artist. And I suppose there's nothing wrong on a certain level with these labels, right? Because labels serve the function of giving people a common reference point from a language standpoint. So in that regard, there's nothing wrong with that. But you can't let people define who you are. And I'm going to get into the reasons why. This is really, really important that all of you MGTOW men understand. I want to start off with a quote by Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee said, quote, "Don't get set into one form. Adapt it and build your own and let it grow. Be like water. Empty your mind, be formless, shapeless like water. Now you put water in a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend." End quote. To get stuck in one form, or for example, one profession that you become defined by, that only benefits society. Society can categorize you, and they can put you to a certain function, right? Like if you're a janitor, oh, that's who you are. So it only benefits society to give you a label. It does not benefit you. I want to give you another example here. One of my all-time favorite human beings to have ever walked this planet is Sir Isaac Newton. All of you, I'm sure, remember learning about him in your physics classes in high school. He's the one that came up with the laws of thermodynamics. He talked a lot about laws of motion, and he's even the one who discovered and gave a formula to the law of gravitation. Right? So Isaac Newton is a scientist. That's what you know. But did you also know that Isaac Newton did so many other things? He was not just a scientist. Almost all of his discoveries and what he became famous for occurred in his late 20s and early 30s. But he spent the rest of his life writing books. He wrote an entire volume chronicling the history of ancient kingdoms. Did you guys know that? He also wrote a book that was published on biblical prophecy. Yes, I'm not joking you. Did you guys know these things? Isaac Newton was considered, even by his contemporaries, to be a biblical scholar and a historical scholar. He was not just a scientist. I bring this up to show you guys that we cannot let the world define who we are. We have to be the ones to define it. It doesn't matter if the world thinks we're going in the right direction or not. We have to be the ones to direct our own paths. Even, I suppose, the label of MGTOW can potentially be a limitation on you. Oh, you're just one of those MGTOW people, huh? Oh, yeah, I know what you're all about. Right? So you have to understand that the world is even bigger than MGTOW. MGTOW is just a label, and it has its truths, but the world is bigger. Don't even let MGTOW limit who you are. I understand the use of the term because we all have to have, like I said before, a reference point so we can communicate together. For example, if there was no term MGTOW, none of you would have been able to come onto YouTube and learn all of these ideas, and that's good. It's got a function. But don't let it limit you. Okay, I'm going to bring up another idea here. And has anyone read the Book of Tao? It's a collection of wisdom by a man named Laotse, or Laotse. And in this book of wisdom, he talks a lot about not giving things names, not giving things form. And he says the second that you give something a name or define something, it ceases to be entirely true. And what he means by entirely true is it ceases to be true in its fullness. So in your life, if you define things and keep on defining, oh, this is who I am, this is who I am, this is my job, I'm defined by my job. Or even using MGTOW, oh, I'm a MGTOW man, right? Even though you can be all those things, don't let them limit you, right? The world is bigger than that. You might see a certain aspect of MGTOW that other MGTOW men don't. And that aspect might be perfect for you and might not be perfect for someone else. And this realization would also help to get rid of a lot of the wars that can go on within MGTOW. I see a lot of brothers disagreeing with each other and even getting into spats and arguments, and I don't think that's necessary. Now, there might be certain concrete things that we can, agree on, like, and I brought it up before, like no legal marriage at all. I think that's the one thing that all MGTOW agree with. But if you want to live your life quietly in the shadows, like a MGTOW monk, you do it, and you be true to yourself. If you want to be more in the spotlight, and you want to push and make yourself vocal and fight for men and all the things that we believe in, you do it. And you do it with all your heart. If you want to play video games, you play video games. If you feel like video games are keeping you tied down and not letting you be productive in life, then you listen to that voice and you do what you deem to be productive. If you want to have a lowly job, and when I say lowly, I mean lowly in the eyes of society. If you want to have a job like working at McDonald's, if that allows you to live a life that you are happy with and find meaning in, do it. Even if society says, oh, you're just making minimum wage, who cares? If you want to pursue something more high from the standpoint of society, like a doctor or lawyer, do that. Bottom line is, forget what society tells you. Who cares what they think? Also, don't let labels and forms and all of that goes along with it limit you in any way. That's what it's all about, guys. Don't be limited. And you have to follow your own path. There's only one of each of you. There's only one of me. Each one of you that's listening, there's no one else like you. Right? That's why it's so important. No form or no label can fully describe each of you. Each of you are like enigmas. Each of you are exceptions to the rule. We're all exceptions to the rule. So therefore, throw off the labels and pursue your own path. And that's really what MGTOW is all about. Right? It's going your own way. And I guess this video is really just about getting back to the basics of what it's all about. That's all I got for today. That's it.